All right, everybody, back with our second Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. If you want to follow along with today's questions, head on over to stephencabral.com/3481. And as I was sharing on Friday's show, website completely up and running, everything running smoothly and beautifully now. It is a massive website now, stephencabral.com. At least 5,000 pages. And so what we were doing over the last month was really just working to, it's a WordPress-based software. And what we're doing is we're actually getting the site speed running faster and transferring to a new server, which is even faster, secure, all those great things. So you might have kind of seen some ups and downs over the last month. All of that now completely fixed. So anytime you want to check out the previous podcast and search your topic, head on over to stephencabral.com/podcast. All right, let's dive into today's show. Just opening up our amazing document the team puts together. This is episode 3481. All right, let's get in. So first question today is from Sophie. Sophie says, I've heard that you recommend, I don't know this wild yam cream, so I'm not going to put in that name. I've heard you recommend wild yam cream for hormonal issues. Can you tell me more about this product? All right. So I actually don't usually recommend wild yam cream. Do I recommend sometimes wild yam-based things? Could be, only typically if you're overseas, because you can get better clinically developed products here. Wild yam essentially is going to increase progesterone levels. I mean, that's basically what we're looking at. Way back in the day, before I even had a podcast, we were using wild yam because it was like the best products that we get. Much better ones now. Like if you want to improve your progesterone levels, I recommend a product called Progesterone Support. I formulate it with Equilife. So you can always find all these products in labs at stephencabral.com/shop. Progesterone Support has chase tree berry in it. That's the absolute best for progesterone, hands down. But we put other synergies in there too to make it work even better. So I have no problem with wild yam cream. I just want you to know that. I don't know the brand that you named. I've never heard of it before. It doesn't mean it's bad. It could be the best wild yam cream in the world. But the reason why I don't use creams as much is because I don't exactly know how much you're getting in that dosage or how much is being absorbed. And so what I like to do in my practice is work with very clean variables. So the progesterone support, you take 3 capsules at dinner or near bedtime. It's up to you. It helps with sleep. It helps calm the nervous system. Great for helping with estrogen dominance. And I know exactly how much I'm getting inside of those 3 capsules. So I can dose it down to 2 or increase it to 4 if I need to. So hopefully, Sophie, that was helpful. Roman's up next. Hi, Dr. Bral. I was just listening to your podcast where you listed all the different types of magnesium and their specific benefits. I really appreciate the breakdown, but was surprised that you didn't mention Sucrosomial Magnesium. Is there a specific reason why it was left out? From what I understand, it's considered one of the most absorbable forms. I've been using it for a year now, 300 milligrams before bed, and it seems to work really well for me. Just curious to hear your thoughts in this form. Since I respect your approach and depth of research, thanks so much. Take care. Thank you, Roman. Appreciate you. Happy to answer this for sure. So, this is the best way to think about it. Really, you're talking about a liposomal delivery system. So sucrosomal is their patented delivery system. And so it's not the form of magnesium I actually talked about on the show. It's called magnesium oxide. So I did actually talk about it. And for anybody who wants to check out that show, that was a popular one. That was episode 3441. Choose the right type of magnesium for you. Now, what I would say is this: Roman has found a form of magnesium that works for him or her. So if you're getting great results at 300 milligrams, amazing, keep it going. But it's actually magnesium oxide that you're taking. Magnesium oxide is one of the poorest forms for absorption that you could possibly get. And that's because a high level of elemental moves through you, usually works as a laxative. But when you bind it with the phospholipid, so basically a fat that's a liposomal, then you're able to get it better absorbed. So what you're doing is you're taking an inexpensive form of magnesium, higher pH, that can be beneficial for some people, and you're adding a better delivery system. So when they compare it, saying, oh, it helps much more for absorption, some of that is marketing. Because yes, compared to regular magnesium oxide, it's way better absorbed, right? But that's where the marketing comes in, because they're compared to magnesium oxide. It's terrible. Well, it doesn't get absorbed. Compared to magnesium glycinate, well, magnesium glycinate and other forms that I spoke about are highly absorbable. So I don't use it in my practice. I don't love all of the liposomals. I like some, but I don't want to have to always break all of those down. So we don't use it in our practice, but that doesn't mean that you can't get benefit from it. And I'm super happy to hear that you are getting benefit. So hopefully that answer was helpful. And again, I always just give you an unbiased look at it. This is the form of magnesium it is. It's magnesium oxide, which we spoke about, but it has a different delivery system that helps improve the absorbability. Amazing. Okay. John's up next. And the form that we use in our practice is called full spectrum magnesium, just so everybody knows. And for those people looking to use magnesium threonate, we use that an extra 2 capsules, but magnesium threonate should not take the place of your full spectrum magnesium. You can add 2 capsules of magnesium threonate before bed for brain health if you want. All right, John's up next. Hi, Doc. Huge fan. Thanks, John. I'm in my 50s and I have thinning hair already. I take your daily hair support, but I wanted to know, since I don't have money for the higher dose hat that you recommend, would the red light panel from my Therasage sauna have the same effect putting it on my head? Thanks. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so this is a great question. So yeah, here's the thing. When you use the red light hats, like the one that I recommended from higher dose, they have so many more red light diodes or triodes like with Theris. But again, there's only so many healthy biohacking devices you can buy, right? Because all these things are expensive. So I totally get it. So instead of doing the quick red light hat over the whole head, what you'll do is you'll take the red light panel from inside your Thera 360 sauna. You'll place it very close to your head, like 1 or 2 inches away or right on top. And you'll just do it for a longer period of time. So you'll do it for 10 to 15 minutes for as much of the head coverage as you need or that you want. And it's paired even better if you can put, well, you might microneedle once a week, and then you might do the red light, every day or every other day, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I think that that could be really beneficial, especially if you mix some of those essential oils that I talk about at StephenCabral.com. I think it's /hair-loss. Those are all my top techniques for regrowing your hair. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. But yes, you can absolutely use that. Just it's not as targeted. It's not as concentrated, but you just use it for a little longer. That's okay. All right, Larissa's up next. And again, if anybody's looking for all these different things that I love, it's at StephenCabral.com/resources. There's like 100 different companies that I just use in my practice and I use in my own life. All right, Larissa's up next. Hello, Dr. Cabral. Thank you for providing so many answers to hard to answer problems. My question is, how can I reset my sense of smell? I lost my sense of taste and smell after COVID for at least a year. It slowly came back, but some tastes and smells were very different than I remember. My main problem is that I smell chemicals much stronger. So things like commercial soaps and perfumes are very unappealing to me. I've eliminated all offensive products from my use, but I can't tell other people what they should use. Is there a way to tame down my sensitivity to these strong and offending smells? Thank you, Lori. So yes, happy to help you. So I've got a bunch of shows. If you go to StephenCabral.com/podcast, you scroll through, you'll find a show called Latest Viral Updates. Now, I haven't done a latest virus update in some time, and I hope to never do one again because I hope that we're past that. I have a feeling we may not be. That's why we need to take care of our health, but I hope to not do one in a while. There's a whole bunch on how to reset your sense of taste and smell because it happened to so many people. Now, the straightforward, obvious ones are you need to increase your zinc. Now, again, I can't give you medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but most people need 35 to 50 milligrams of zinc a day. Some copper as well, but definitely zinc. To know if you need more copper than zinc or more zinc than copper, please run the minerals and metals test. It's part of the starter kit, or you can just run it on its own. You can find that at StephenCabral.com/shop. That'll tell you. Okay. You can use a product called Balance Zinc that has zinc and copper, or if you need just straight zinc, use FM Zinc. Most people, if you're not going to lab test, should use the Daily Nutritional Support 2 scoops a day, or the Daily Activated Multivitamin 4 capsules a day, plus 1 capsule at dinner of the FM Zinc. So multi can be in the morning, or 2 in the morning, 2 at dinner. DNS can be in the morning, and your FM Zinc at dinner. That FM Zinc is 25 milligrams, and you'll get some copper in the DNS. So it's kind of like a happy medium. All right, that's the basics. Besides that, we will want to figure out what else is going on. Is there inflammation in the gut? Is there higher levels of inflammation like omega-6s to omega-3s? So if you can, you run the Big 5 lab test. That's the best thing to do. If you can't, okay, daily foundational protocol level 2, plus the immunity protocol. That's what we're doing. All right. And then before any of that, we're doing a 21-day functional medicine detox, again, by Equal Life as well. Because when the liver is overwhelmed, the body's having detoxification issues, you do become more Th2 dominant or sensitive, and your body reacts to more multiple chemical sensitivities. I wrote about this in the Rain Barrel Effect. Larissa, if you haven't read the Rain Barrel Effect, I'll send you a copy free. I'll send everybody a copy free. You just literally pay for the shipping. It's at stephencabral.com/freebook. That's it, stephencabral.com/freebook. It's Stephen with the PH. I pay a little over $7 to print it. You pay just a little over that, about $7 or so to ship it. That's it. So hopefully that's helpful. And you want to read that if you can now, because my next book is slated to come out this December or January. So stay tuned. And the Rain Barrel Effect is the prequel. All right. All right. Ashley is up next and last. Let's see what Ashley's question is. Ashley says, "Hi, Dr. Paul. You're an inspiration and thank you for all you do." Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. It means a lot. "I'm an IHP level 1 and busy with IHP level 2, aiming to change career paths sometime in the near future." Amazing. The more IHPs we can get in this world, the better. If you're looking to become the health coach in your home and develop a health coaching practice, can't recommend it enough. Head on over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org or just ihp.coach for more information. All right. Ashley says, "My question is about my son. He has had nervous system dysregulation since birth with what I would call sensory processing issues. He is now 7 and has lots of anxiety, dark thoughts, and mood swings. I came across retained reflexes and found a practitioner to help him with this as he has many retained reflexes, Dr. Malilio method. I have not seen any show on this topic and was wondering your thoughts and if you could consider covering this topic in a future show. My side question is on the heavy metal detox. What foods have successfully masked the taste of the protocol especially for the universal binder for your daughters? Thanks." Okay. Yeah, let me help with this. So, this is a good question. Okay. Because you're taking level 1, so you know the old protocol. Got it. That makes sense. All right. So again, I will always tell you where I'm not an expert in that area. I am not an expert with retained reflexes or the Dr. Malilio method. I honestly, I would not be the person for that. However, I do know that so much of that is able to be fixed with reducing and removing food sensitivities. Gluten, dairy, and eggs are the big 3 that we remove for at least 21 to 28 days. You can run the food sensitivity test, as you know, as an IHP. And then we add back in omega-3s, which are extremely important. Now at 7 years old, you only need a smaller dose, but it really does matter. And then getting in the methylated B vitamins. Like, these things are crucial because I've seen them transform a lot of issues with Asperger's and autism and executive functioning disorder and ADD, ADHD, like, you name it, we've seen it in our practice, okay? So I could go on and on, but again, I'm not an expert in that particular area, but I am hopefully in other areas of functional medicine and integrative health. Now, heavy metal detox, here's the great thing. We reformulated that about 1.5 years ago, so it wouldn't be as part of your original IHP material, but you always want to look at the new protocols. Now, when my daughters do that, because they do a heavy metal detox, it's all encapsulated, and at 7 years old, hopefully your son is now able to swallow those capsules, but it's half the dosage. That's the great thing. So they only need 1 fluorofilm, 1 universal binder, and just a small amount of the antimicrobial or heavy metal binder as well with the chlorella in it. So super easy to do. If they can't swallow the vitamins, then you make a fruit smoothie and you can mix a little bit in. You can just do 1 little shot of it. Okay, they can have the rest of it. You mix it in there. They can drink it like that. Some parents put it in applesauce. Some put it in pomegranate juice or cranberry juice, which kind of has a tart flavor to it, but kids don't mind it. And that masks the flavor of the other products as well that you can just empty from the capsules. So yeah, we've done that for my daughters when they were young before they could swallow capsules. I had to do it with mastic gum, a bunch of different things. And we would kind of mix it with that. One of my daughters strangely liked apple cider vinegar. So we'd put in basically a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in like 3 or 4 ounces of water. And she would just drink that with some of her products in there. And I don't know, she just liked apple cider vinegar. So we were going with that. So hopefully this was helpful, Ashley. I really appreciate you writing in, really appreciate you being a part of the IHP community as well. And of course, you can ask on monthly workshops when we do our conversations and our chats. So, all right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.